Welcome back to News Channel 7 at 11. Local financial professional Alex Astin from Burns Estate Planning joins us with financial tips for military personnel and veterans. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
So happy.
Awesome, awesome. So what are some differences, I guess, that you and I might see compared to those that are serving or have served in this financial world?
Yeah, so the way we probably save for our retirement is through like a 401k, right? Well, military and federal employees save through what's called a thrift savings plan, or a TSP. And that TSP is going to operate very similar to a 401k. Other differences is that most military members, if you stay in long enough, you get a pension. And that pension is going to pay an annuity for the rest of your life. But when we're speaking of active duty, you think of bills that need to be paid that have to be set on auto pay, right? Because me and you pay bills every day, every week, and it's easy to do because we're here. But when you're deployed, you think, okay, I have to be set up on auto pay, and if it's not, and I've run into any issues, it's going to be a good decision to have someone who's going to make that assistance with you when you're gone. So.
Yes. Now, are financial decisions for soldiers and veterans different from those made by civilians?
Well, yeah, what you're going to look for is when you're looking at your TSP, right, some differences in that TSP is going to be the fact that you have a few different investment options. And so through those investment options, you're going to have limited capacity in what you can do. Now, when you get close to retirement, it's important to take a look at diversifying away from the TSP possibly and getting more particular of how you're going to invest, because now instead of putting money into that TSP, it's time to take money out, right? And you also need to think about that pension as well and what you're going to do as far as deferrals and elections on that pension.
So for a TSP, is that something that people in the military automatically get, or do they need to go about that a certain way?
Well, the military will automatically contribute 1% whether you do or don't, but they'll match up to 5%. So it's important to start early, right? When you're 18 years old, that's when most people get in. Start early, start contributing to that TSP, and then that way you can start to build that nest egg. And then when it comes to retire, whether it's you're 20, 30, 40 years in, you've built a nest egg up for yourself that hopefully can last for your retirement.
And is there any specifics that military should know about their savings plan?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, your pension. It's so important to remember that pension, because when it comes time to elect how you're going to take that pension, there's a couple different options. You have a joint payout, which is what we usually recommend, because that lasts as long as you and your spouse, right? So you continue to get that payment. Now, when that military spouse passes away, that turns to 50%, but it's better than nothing, because if you choose a single payout, well, then you lose a Social Security and a pension for that surviving spouse, and retirement can be much more difficult when you do it that way.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us here this morning and sharing all that information with us.
Of course.